Hi, I'm Reverend Natalie Jean, and we're back with you with the Infinite Elevation Hour. And I'm here with my host,
Erlene Germain. Welcome.
And here today we're going to talk about many topics. We're going to talk about current event, a wonderful book, and some fashion. So get ready for it. Now, Erlene, I'd like to know, how was your week?
My week was quite interesting, Natalie. And how was your week?
Good segue, Erlene. My week was very good. My week was kind of stressful, but I used my spiritual practices to get me to a calm place. You know, sometimes you have to deal with vendors on a daily basis or people that can be quite nasty. So basically, I just calm myself and say, peace be still. And you?
I did some yoga this week, and actually I haven't done yoga in quite a while, and I took a yoga class Monday morning on my day off. And it kind of calmed me for the rest of the week, put things in focus, and brought me to the place that I am today with you.
That's so fabulous. Now, you used to take a boot camp class. How was that?
I have not been taking boot camp with you, Natalie, at the gym because I have been on an extensive running course.
And who do you run with now?
I run with my dear boyfriend, Linwood. We do quite intense runs in the morning sometimes, and recently at sunset. It's been a very nice way to calm down the evening and make way for, the next day.
Now, some people seem to think that they can't work out with their partner because they are a distraction. So you don't find Linwood as a distraction?
Well, he is quite. Okay, Natalie. He is very good looking, but he actually motivates me. So I like that aspect of it, especially when we're running up steep hills. That's the last thing you want to hear. Somebody's like, keep going. You're like, no, I want to really stop right now. And he's like, no, you can really do it. So that aspect of running with my partner has really been helpful also for me becoming more into myself and building confidence.
So you would recommend it?
I definitely would, especially if you're with somebody that cares and loves you. If it's somebody that is not polite to you,
right.
I really wouldn't suggest it. They might be a little bit mean.
On the topic of relationships,
okay, sure.
How do you and Linwood work out the spiritual aspects of your life?
Well, we do some meditation together. I've introduced that to him. We go to church on Sundays, and we also have our prayer time. He is actually very spiritual, and I think that's one of the reasons that we flow and get together so well, is that he searches every day for his time with God and thanks God for all that he has. And I'm also thankful to have a relationship in him and for him to be a part of my life, because for so long I was in bad situations or bad relationships and not really feeling appreciated and understood.
Right. You're going to make me cry.
Oh,
That's
why?
so sweet.
No, it's true though, And how about you?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I date. That's my whole religion. I date, I seek, I find, I do. As a single woman living in Maryland and going out in DC, I try to find somebody that is compatible with me. They don't have to be religious, but they have to be at least have some kind of spiritual knowledge about something. I don't want to be with somebody that's just going to be with me because they have the same thing in common. I like a variety of things. I like somebody that's extremely different than I am, but mostly somebody that's themselves, that's happy and content with themselves.
You hit it on the nail. Someone that is themselves, and also who appreciates you for you and not to try to change you, because the dating scene can be kind of superficial, especially with the online Facebook and all that social interaction that we have online.
Right.
What you see online may not be the reality of it. So it's good that you're out there meeting different people, and I wish you much success.
Thank you so much. You're my role model in the relationship arena.
We started off in the same boat. So.
Yeah, I know. Basically, the same boat. So now we're fancy free and loose and free?
I don't know about all that, but I'm getting there. Every day is a new day, and it's always something new to be with somebody else and finding yourself at the same time, not losing yourself in
Right.
the relationship, which has happened to me in the past. And I'm working towards building something with Linwood, and we'll see where that goes.
I wish you much success. I know you don't need it.
Yeah,
Seems to be flowing very well. So one of the things we wanted to talk about today, we would like to focus on a current event. And one of the things that's going on now, you know, with the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, and we're not here to judge anybody, but one of the topics that came up was the aspect of using God in their speeches or at any of the conventions and stuff like that. So my take on it is that I actually like the fact that they don't want to use the word God in there anymore, because they use it as a tool against some people. Not everybody believes in God, and that's okay. You know, everybody has a different spiritual aspect about God. Everybody has a different definition about what God is. I think that church and state should be separated. However, if the people were using the word God in a positive and loving manner, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But so many times during this past year, with all the campaigning with Bachmann and stuff like that, they were saying that the tornadoes and the hurricanes were caused by God. In our spiritual beliefs, we don't believe that. We believe in consciousness. We believe in the human energy, the aspects of our minds. Our minds create a lot of things in this world. You know, we create our paths, we create our destinies. And I believe that we as a whole, with our negativity, create the things that form around us, even the stuff that comes in hurricanes and tornadoes. What is your take on that, Earlene?
Well, I think that you said a lot in that statement, but what I am going to be a proponent with the election and maybe moving forward with some of the campaigning is maybe the aspects of God that are pushed forward, the faith aspect, the hope aspect, looking for something brighter and moving our country forward. I listened to bits and pieces of Michelle Obama's speech the other night, and it was very inspiring to see not only an African-American woman come up there, but someone that you could relate to who had aspirations not only for herself, but her daughters. And then she spoke from her heart, I believe, because towards the end I was getting a bit teary-eyed, in bringing America back and bringing America forward to a much more unified front. And I feel that we can do that with a right consciousness, with a positive consciousness, and all this back and forth slandering of the president and things of this nature I really don't stand for, because I feel that given the situation that he is in, he's doing a very good job. And even President Clinton, I heard a little bit of a soundbite from him in an interview where he did state that this time around he endorses, I thought it was a little funny, Obama a little bit more than 4 years ago, because he's had a little bit of experience leading the country, and he's had to roll up his sleeves and really dig deep into turning things around for a lot of people. I don't think many people give him much credit for how he inherited the country in the state that it was in. So I do applaud the candidates on both ends. It takes a lot to be in public office, and it takes a lot to serve your country. And in all fairness, this coming November, we will see what will happen.
Well, I know that, I know for myself, I don't plan to endorse anybody that's trying to take women's rights away, because that won't happen. I plan to riot in the streets if that happens, because that no man will ever tell me what to do. And I just love the fact that there are people out there that, you know, endorse women, endorse women's rights, believe in the women that fought so hard so that we could, you know, not wear just skirts.
Well, and I'll piggyback on that. I think that has a lot to do with equality. It's a fight constantly. I went to an all-girls school, so we were instilled quite young to always stand up for yourself, to speak for yourself. And if you have something to say, you know, share it, whether a man likes it or not. And some people might not swallow that pill very, very nicely, but at the same time, we do have a voice.
That's right.
And this time around, I think women might be a deciding factor in the election, because even Michelle Obama stated that she's making it, I think President Obama pushed forward for equal pay.
Right, yes.
Because for every dollar that a man gets, a woman gets about 75, 77 cents. So on that level, although we might have the brain power
Right.
and the college degree, or the work ethic, we're
Right.
still not getting that equal pay. And that's why it's also important to think about being small business owners or large business owners, taking matters into our own hands as women and standing for what we believe in ourselves.
Well, the thing is also, what's interesting to me is that there's a story that I know about Saddam Hussein. So Saddam Hussein's mother had planned to abort him. And on her way to the abortion clinic, this woman said, no, you shouldn't do that. So I like this story because what happens is she gave birth to this child. The woman did not love this child whatsoever, according to the sources that I have read. So Saddam Hussein had a hatred of women as well. He had a hatred of people. He was not a loved child. Therefore, I'm not endorsing any of the things that he did, but that was a culmination of why he suffered so many atrocities towards women, towards other people. You know, what would have happened if, you know, that woman would have stopped her? And the reason that I bring that up is because some of the opponents want to try to tell you what to do if you are raped, or if you have incest in your life and you have a baby as a result of that. And I think it's kind of sad that somebody wants to dictate to you that you have to have this child. You have to look at the product of the rape, the reminder of the rape, or even if, let's say, your father rapes you and you have to have that child. That child's going to go through agony. Is it the child's fault? No. But to take away my right to decide what I'm going to do with my own body, my own life, I don't think that's fair. Now, what men seem to have forgotten is that we hold life. Yeah, we need them for a little part of that so that the life can get in there. That's a minute thing. But we hold life. We nurture life. We are the ones that embrace everything that's going on in our bodies. Now, I don't have children, but I know this from other women that have had children. And so what I always tell them is that, you know, women can stop having men, because there are ways that we can dictate and have just a room full of women and no more men. So they need to watch out when they're trying to tell us that they're trying to take women's rights away. They don't think about these aspects. You know what I mean?
I do. It seems a little radical, but
It doesn't matter. That's right. I'm power to the people.
No,
Power to women.
no, and I am so for women rights and procreating, and actually also having the choice whether to have a child or not. I think that is strictly on the woman, because she will have to carry it for 9 months.
Right.
And in the line of work that I work with children.
Right.
And this past week, since you brought this up, I'm just going to mention it very quickly. I had to deal with a situation in which a mother was being quite violent with her child. And I had a moment, very emotional, because I just could see where that was leading in his development and potentially his future.
Right.
He's already has issues listening, and then having random outbursts, and you know, just on the scale of maybe needing some professional help.
Right.
And I just thought to myself, is this how we perpetuate certain things, especially within the Black community, and how we deal with our children and not really giving them the right kind of guidance and role model, because he's just imitating also the
Right.
behavior that he sees around him. So he doesn't know any better at 4 years old. And I think it starts with us and our parenting.
Right.
When it comes to children, and giving them that kind of life where they do have a way to live and be and to dream.
Right.
And I think if you are not on that page, maybe you should not have the child. If you're not able to be a positive role model in a child's life, you know, that's another issue.
Right.
Maybe somebody else can be that role model for the child if they're already here.
I feel you. The thing is that we need to focus, especially with women, because I'm on this women tangent now.
I see that.
Is that, you know, women need to really start stepping up and really speaking their truth, speaking all kinds of truth, standing firm to their beliefs, standing firm to their wants, whether it's in relationships, jobs, customer service, I don't know, birthing. You've got to stand firm to what you believe about yourself. You know, there was a time where they only wanted women to wear skirts. You couldn't even wear pants. I mean, you couldn't wear, I mean, yeah, they wouldn't want you to wear pants because it was too male. You see me, I hate wearing, you know, dainty female watches. I prefer a big watch. That's just who I am. You know what I mean? But women need to really start standing firm to that. So I bring the aspect of speaking your truth because I'm going to talk to you about this, wonderful book that I wrote. A book of spiritual poetry. And basically it's called, you know, Messages of Truth. And basically, the way I wrote these poems was because of the teachings of Emma Curtis Hopkins. And we all know that Emma Curtis Hopkins was a New Thought teacher back in the 1800s. And she basically teaches about spiritual science. She teaches directly from the Bible, but it's a mystical interpretation of the Bible. And she really wanted, she ordained at least 50,000 people, mostly women. She did ordain some men, and her thing was that people needed to speak their truth, you know, in connection to spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, to know that there are no impossibilities with God. There are only possibilities, that you have to love yourself. You have to believe in yourself. And when you do that, then you're going to see that you are worthy and that you're deserving of the things that you want in your life, whether it's a loving relationship, a new job, a car, a house, whatever you want. You're going to know that these things are you're deserving of this.
It's kind of like you become a magnet.
You basically become a magnet to all the things that you want, because your mindset, your consciousness has changed. You're not thinking about the negativity. You're not thinking about the illusions or the errors of the human conditioning that is trying to tell you that there is no God. That's what happens on a daily basis. There's something trying to tell you, no, you've got to believe in this news. No, you've got to believe that something horrendous is going to happen. Or no, you've got to believe that the world is coming to an end. They've been talking about that for centuries. I'm still here. I always tell people I still have a bunch of things to do. I don't know what they're talking about. So I guess I will read three of the poems in here. It's been a while since I've read this. You get tired of your own stuff. So the first poem that I'm going to read is called Jewel. It says, born from the earth, flawless, brilliant beauty, conceived by the heavens, the seed within a womb, flourishes through a mother's love, set free unto the world, priceless, created from the one, love, peace, and harmony nourish it. I am a jewel, my illumination spreads across the nation. A light so bright, it shines throughout the night. It cannot be dimmed. I am protected by him. I am a jewel brought out by the light.
It is very nice.
I like it. Next one is called Birthright.